It's definitely a cloudy day today, but honestly, it's one of those good days to maybe walk your dog outside because it's not too hot. It's warm, but we do have a lot of cloud cover. Looking at our WFA weather alert days, technically that is for today and tomorrow, but I think the chance of rain and storms today, that's going to be very low. Rain and storms start to eventually move into some of our far northwest counties, I think later this evening. Now, once they do so, they could produce quarter-size hail, wind gusts of 60 miles an hour. Then once we get into tomorrow afternoon, we're also adding the flooding threat and also an isolated tornado. Just cannot be ruled out tomorrow afternoon and evening, and that does include parts of the Metroplex. So what you need to do is stay updated with the latest forecast, have a way to receive any warnings that do come out, and the best way to do that is by downloading the WFA Plus app. We already have a flood watch for some of our northern counties. That's through Thursday morning because we are expecting a lot more rain and storms in parts of far north Texas. So looking at our Clyde Warren Park camera, it's overcast, but it's still warm, not too hot. We're in the mid 70s. Our radar, it's a little sensitive, so it's showing some of this moisture right now. A lot of this looks like rain, but it's not actually hitting the ground. But there is moisture in place. You can just kind of feel it when you go outside. This is noon today, and we are starting to see maybe a couple of isolated showers in our far western counties during that time. Most will stay dry this afternoon. But then later this evening, you can see that storm coverage really picking up in the far northwest. Eventually, these rain and storms move off to the east, mainly along the Red River. But some of our northern counties will still see some showers, some thunderstorms, but they should weaken a little bit as they move off to the east. And notice this is going to be midnight tonight, and a couple of isolated showers will be possible across the Metroplex. Then we get into tomorrow morning, and we've got another round of thunderstorms moving in from the north and west. They're going to make their way east as we go throughout the late morning into about midday, and you can see some thunderstorms now from Sherman to Gainesville down towards Decatur. Fort Worth and Dallas dry during that time, but not for very long. 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, now we're getting to peak heating. We've got these isolated supercells starting to pick up, and that's when we're going to see that tornado threat. I think tomorrow afternoon into the evening, if we do get any isolated storms like the current data is showing, that would mean that we would have a higher threat of seeing tornadoes. The biggest threat being hail and damaging wind, but a tornado cannot be ruled out during that time. Once we get into 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, the storms are going to be east of the Metroplex. A lot of that begins to weaken, but now we've got to watch these storms moving into parts of Decatur and eventually forming a line that moves right through the metro by late tomorrow evening and into tomorrow night. But by the time we get into Thursday morning, everything moves out of here. So for this evening and tonight, the highest threat will stay to the far north and west. Again, most of us will be dry throughout the day today. But tomorrow, the entire Metroplex will be under that threat for seeing quarter-size hail, wind gusts of 60 miles an hour, and an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. Temperature-wise today, we should still be able to make it into the mid-80s overnight. Tonight, we're dropping down into the mid and upper 60s, so staying pretty warm. Looking at the 14-day forecast, we get a break from the rain, I think, on Thursday. Temperatures back to the mid-80s, but rain and storms do move back in for Friday. Temperatures dropping down into the mid-70s. Right now, some of the latest data keeps us dry this weekend, and temperatures look nice and warm, not terribly hot. Looking at the second half of that 14-day, we still have several chances of rain and storms, but at this point, it looks like on Mother's Day, only about a 10% coverage of rain and storms. Mark, back to you.
All right, getting ready for potentially severe weather this time of year as always. Cassie, thank you for that.